Welcome everyone to Capes and Scowls.
Hi, people.
Hi, I'm Leander.
I'm Tim.
Alright, this is my first time doing this, so I feel very weird and I feel like I have to talk to you like this.
That's weird. I'm here for moral support.
So we're going to do comic reviews on this Capes and Scowls, and I am going to be reviewing a bunch of them, rapid fire, but two of them are the same. Issue number 3 and issue number 4, Red 1.
Mm-hmm.
For all you guys out there that like women, this is the thing.
I love how he draws women.
You should do this.
It's all the same woman, basically.
We've
had that discussion
in
the past.
This is Catwoman, and M. Monet, and Red 1, all in one person.
Yep.
So first of all, 3 and 4 came out so fast, back to back, after not being available for like months. But anyways, Red 1 is continuing to be an amazing comic. You should pick it up, take a look at it. It's written by Xavier Dorison from Image. And basically, it's a Soviet spy sent over to the U.S. to infiltrate the U.S. in order to say that she's a superhero. So eventually, she can win the hearts of Americans and then screw us over, ultimately.
Yeah, long game.
Long game. But what you find out about Red 1 is that she's just this amazing person who stands up for the little guys, even in her home country. She has a very unique lifestyle. That's probably the best way of saying it. I think she's in a polygamous relationship. They have a child. She doesn't have a child. The other girl has a child. And she, throughout her idea of being a superhero, is saving like prostitutes and homeless people and LGBT people and porn industry folks. So that's her interpretation of what it means to be a hero. And that theme, everything I just said, especially porn. Her main point of the book, the entire point of the book right now is porn. So take a look at the book, see why it's amazing. Red 1 is a really cool anti-hero situation going on. And really it's a freedom. Even though she's not from this country, this book is all about freedom to do what you want to do. And so the main arc right now is the porn industry versus the religious industry. And so the religious industry is trying to take down the porn industry using a supervillain to take down the porn industry.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, so Red 1 is fighting against the porn and the religious leaders' villain that they created. And as much as it's really cool, I think it's interesting that they went this kind of religious and sex porn route. To the point where in one of the issues, not in here, but beforehand, there's someone who's kind of getting burned alive because they're gay, which is pretty cool. And she's trying to save them.
What year does this take place?
The cliffhanger. Yep. So the next book is...
Yep.
I don't know what era that is.
Okay. Is it current times?
It's the mustache porn time.
So 80s, 70s, 80s?
Yeah, you would know. So
I'd have to see the bush.
There's bushes.
Okay.
All right.
At least 80s.
Next book I picked up is Death of X, number 1 of 4, which I feel like, if you listen to our last YouTube video, this should just be the death of all X, and this should be the end of X-Men. But it's not. This is talking about how Cyclops died, because we all know he's not currently part of the Marvel Universe. So this is a backstory to fill that in.
Does it start all the way back at Secret Wars?
No.
No? Okay.
I think it's a pretty okay book. If you were reading Uncanny X-Men, is that what he was in?
I think he was in All New? Uncanny's the one with Magneto.
Yeah.
I feel like he was in All New. I could be wrong. I don't know my adjectives today.
Pre-Secret Wars, he had his own
He was in
team.
Uncanny, yes.
He was in Uncanny. That's what this is.
That one, yes.
All right, this is Uncanny X-Men from that time.
All right, I'm with you
They're
now.
they're bringing that team back together for a second before they kill them and say, this is what this is all about. It introduces the fact of, it's the discovery that Terrigen Mist can kill mutants. And so it's the lead up to X-Men versus Inhumans. So it kind of fills in that plot.
I refuse to read this because something terrible happens to my favorite X
I know. I was actually shocked they did something. So
my favorite one.
Yeah, be prepared. Be prepared, people.
Favorite.
I know. Which just makes me think, just kill all the X-Men. Just get it over with.
Mm-hmm.
Get it over with. They're all going to come back from the Phoenix anyways.
That's right. That's right.
So the next book is... Bam! What do you think this is? People?
This is a trick, right?
It is a trick.
Oh, it's Amazing Spider-Man!
It's Amazing Spider-Man!
Black Panther variant cover month for reasons?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I guess they're trying to promote Black Panther for people to go read it. And so the cover is with two of the ex-guards of Black Panther who are like lesbian lovers. And they're out there saving all the females in Africa that are being like raped and pillaged.
Yeah, they're really cool.
They are really cool characters. I think they will become something big later.
That would be great.
If they don't die.
Well, are they X-Men?
They're not X-Men.
They're probably good.
They're good for a little bit.
Are they Inhuman?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
Ultimately, what we have here is Amazing Spider-Man. I have not touched Spider-Man in I don't even know, like 15 years. So I don't know what was going on with Spider-Man, but ultimately what I see going on is that Peter Parker is in charge of some kind of corporation named Peter Parker, and
That's a weird name for
or Parker Industries or
is.
something. And he has the Prowler on the West Coast Avengers, something like that, trying to pretend he's Spider-Man on the West Coast of America. And ultimately, from what I'm gathering, Electro lost his powers, or it was starting to go on the fritz. And as part of that going on the fritz of his powers, he kissed his girlfriend and killed his girlfriend by electrocuting her. Well, then the book here there comes to a point where that girlfriend comes back to life. Something happens, they bring her back to life. She used to have piercings and tattoos and weird hair. She has none of that. She's just a regular person. She's a blank slate. And they try to give Electro his powers back. They fail in giving his powers back. However, because of what happened with the girl and how she was able to come back and why she came back, you'll have to read it to find out for yourself. She gains all the powers of Electro.
Oh, yeah.
And also gets pissed off and does something that might make you cry.
Oh, my God.
And then the Prowler comes in, and something also happens to the Prowler that will make you cry. But I can't say what happens. But then he's back. So you're going to have to read. This is a very interesting book. It's a lot about people die and come back, and there's something going on. So you have to read it to find out what's happening. He's already excited, and he just saw a few panels.
I get it now.
Do you?
Things I didn't get, I now get.
Interesting. All right, and then next book. Everyone out there in YouTube land, be prepared for this. I don't get comics wrong. I don't, it doesn't happen. This is going to be the #1 seller of 2017. This, hands down, if people pick it up and if the writer continues to write it, because it's a very famous writer.
Yeah.
If this writer continues to write it, this is going to be the #1 book of 2017.
Yeah. All right.
Green Valley. Fantastic book, written by someone Max Landis, who apparently has written some movies too.
Nice.
From what I did on my Google search. And I actually searched him, which is sad.
That's
do that.
good.
I don't do that.
That's good. No, that shows that you loved it.
Yes. So, Green Valley, I don't know how to even start. It's such a phenomenal book.
What kind of book is it?
It's kind of a fantasy D&D-esque, but not really book, where basically these 4 men, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. These 4 men are basically the heroes, the knights of a particular kingdom. And it's this tale of the one, Sir Bernard, I think is his name, who is this kind of older knight of all of them. And he's ready to retire. He's done fighting. He's ready to retire. He's ready to settle down. But the first thing he has to do is face off against 400 ogres, which is like nothing. It was easy. And then when they go back to the kingdom to kind of celebrate, he then proposes and to ask someone to marry him. And then the shit hits the fan. Once you start to love them and you're like, wow, this is a really cool team, the shit hits the fan. They are just dragged through the mud. And you just get this... like, what just happened? Anyways, read the book. I'm not doing it justice. Just go pick it up.
It looks good.
If you're listening to Capes and Scowls, you listen to us for a reason. It's because you need to pick up this book. That's the only reason you listen to us. So enjoy.
It's not the head wound.
It's not that. So enjoy. Enjoy Green Valley. That's a gift to the world that I am giving to everyone.
Now, I'm curious about this, because I know how much you love one of these characters at least, so...
Midnighter and Apollo. Bam. So please turn your attention to Midnighter and Apollo. Ultimately, what we have here is Midnighter before something happened, right? So what happened? Rebirth. So Rebirth happened, and now there's new number ones of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Midnighter before Rebirth, fantastic. The best book I've ever written. I'll try and do a Trump impersonation. I don't do that too often.
That was great.
Was it great? It was great! Alright, it was great. That's the best.
This podcast great again.
Yeah. So just
triggered
like
over there, the producer's triggered.
Yeah, so just like that thing I just did, this book is also crappy. So
Great segue. I forgive you.
Midnighter.
I believe it's the same writer. That's kind of shocking.
Yeah, Midnighter and Apollo sucks. And not in a good way. I mean, they do that, but they also, like, it's just a really not... It starts off good, by the way. You're going to read it and like, Leander's wrong for the first time ever.
Sound effects are good.
Yes.
Bump, splotch, thack. I like that.
In the very beginning, you're going to like, no, Leander, I think for the first time has got it wrong. This is actually a really good book. And then you're going to realize, holy crap, he was right. This is the worst book possible. I think they try too hard. The idea is that Midnighter and Apollo, two gay men, are back together again. Like it's like the gay love mystery reunion of DC Universe. So they're back together, and so it's supposed to be a good thing. But the book just isn't that good. The character development isn't that good. The interactions aren't great. They have one pretty decent like sexual scene, and that's pretty good, but it's not like the best thing ever. But it doesn't even make up for the rest of the book not being good. Apollo is too strong. That's one issue. I know like this would be like if Schuster were somewhere around. This idea of like Superman is like too strong, and so therefore everyone hates him. I think Apollo is in that same category. That I think you tend to not like him because he's just too powerful. And so what they've done with Apollo is kind of sent him to a place separate from Midnighter to fight some great evil that only, of course, he can fight because he's Superman level, God level, and everyone hates him because of that. And then you have Midnighter, who's trying to deal with this kind of like villain who caused Apollo to go away and do whatever. Anyways, I hate the book. It just needs to... I'm sad because I loved Midnighter, but Midnighter and Apollo just doesn't quite fit the bill yet. They brought back Bendix. Hold on.
I don't like
Which sounds inappropriate, but give me a second. Bendis? I think it's just Bendis.
Bendis is Marvel.
I know it is. Dr. Bendix.
Yes. Bendix.
Yeah, Bendix. He's been with this group, Midnighter, since before he was with Image. This was the main villain always for him, for Midnighter and Apollo and the team that they used to be on. But
The Authority.
Anyways, unfortunately, I'm going to have to tell you to not pick up Midnighter and Apollo. I don't think it's worth it.
Midnight at the Apollo. Not good.
Midnight at the Apollo. But anyways, those are my reviews. Again, if I didn't already say it, pick up Green Valley. You're going to love it, and it's going to be the best thing you ever read. Other than that, all the other ones are decent. So, except for Midnighter and Apollo. Don't pick that up.
All right. Well, thank you, Leander. Make sure you check out our page, capesandscowlspodcast.com. And, thank you.